Hello and welcome to your morning Pilates flow class. My name is Shenae. We'll start standing at the end of our mat, feet are hip width apart, growing tall and taking a deep breath in as you reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, open the arms and begin to nod your chin towards your chest as you articulate your spine and roll down. As your hands get to the mat, let's begin to walk them forward and come into a downward facing dog. Once you're in your downward facing dog, we'll begin to pedal out the heels, allowing the hips to rock from side to side gently, releasing down through the back body, or down the back of the legs as you send your hips up towards the ceiling. Grounding through the palms of your hands as you press away from the mat. Dropping both heels down towards the mat now, and then rising up onto your tippy toes as you articulate through your spine and lower into a plank position. Shoulders forward over wrists, and then sending your hips straight back up into your downward facing dog. Let's repeat that. Lifting your heels, articulate your spine as you unravel into your high plank position. Sending your hips back up. This time, once you get to downward facing dog, extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then as you ripple forward, bring your knee in towards your chest and plant your right foot down in between your hands. Taking your right hand up towards the ceiling and take your gaze with your thumb. Deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to thread your arm under and through. Inhale, reach back up, and then as you exhale, thread the arm under. One more time to open that arm up to the ceiling. And now this time you're going to start to pivot your back foot and shuffle your right foot back down to the end of the mat so we're in a side plank. Really pressing out of your left shoulder and reaching your right arm up and overhead. Really rainbow your body. Taking a nice deep breath in and then bring that arm back up to the ceiling. Let's pike our hips as we thread that arm through once again underneath us. Unravel into your side plank. And repeat. Exhale, pike your hips, thread the arm under and through. Inhale, unravel. Let's go again. Exhale, pike and thread. And then unravel. And one more time, reach that arm up and overhead. Lengthen through the side of the waist. And now let's circle the arm back and around down to your mat. And send your hips up, downward facing dog. From here, we start to bend the knees down and then extend them forward into high plank. And then bend the knees back and then extend them forward. You're bending the knees, sitting your hips back towards your heels and then shooting forward into your high plank position. Inhale, sit back. Exhale as you come forward, sliding your shoulders back and down. Your elbows stay soft and we're really singeing in through our waist here, drawing your navel in and up towards your spine. Holding your plank position, taking a couple of breaths here as we draw the navel up, pulling our abs in nice and tight. For another 3, 2, 1, sending those hips up, downward facing dog. Let's now extend our left leg up to the ceiling. And as you ripple forward, you fold the left knee in towards your chest and plant the left foot in between your hands. Inhale as you reach your left arm up, gazing up towards your thumb. Exhale as you thread the arm under and through. Inhale, reaching up. And as we exhale, thread under. Let's reach up one more time. And we pivot our back foot on the mat. We shuffle our left foot back to meet your right foot. And then we start to reach our left arm up overhead. Rainbow the body. Really pressing out of your right shoulder. And then begin to reach the left arm back up. Threading your arm under and through as you pike your hips. And then unravel. Exhale as you pike and thread, and inhale as you come back down into side plank. One more time here. Coming into our side plank, and let's reach through the fingertips again, reaching up and overhead as we rainbow our body. Circling the arm back and around down to our mat, into our high plank position, and then sending our hips up into downward facing dog. Soften your knees as you start to slowly walk your hands back in towards your feet. And then once you get there, start to stack your spine. One vertebra at a time, we roll all the way up to standing. Shuffle your feet a little wider than hip width apart. Give your shoulders a roll back and down. We sit back into a squat as you reach your arms up overhead. Drive through your heels, come up to standing. Inhale, sit back. Exhale to drive up. As we do our squats, making sure your knees track over your middle toes. You want to feel as though you're driving your heels down and out into your mat. Keeping an eye on your knee alignment, really sitting back into your heels. Nice and slow to begin as we're still warming up the body. 2 counts down and 2 counts up. On your next one, we hold it down and we're pulsing low. You've got bottom range pulses. Keep reaching through the fingertips, getting as deep as you can in your squat. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive all the way up. Back to squats a little quicker now. Down and drive. 1 count down, 1 count up. Again, really sitting back into your heels. If slower felt better for you, stick with the slow squat. Your challenge is to start to pick up that pace. Last 3, 2. On your next one, hold it down. Let's go for that pulse again. Staying low, this time we begin to add in a heel rise, lifting one heel off the mat at a time, alternating as you pulse. Another 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2. Last one, staying low in your squat. Arms then come down by our sides and then reach back overhead. Just sweeping the arms down, reaching them up. Try to stay deep in your squat here. I know it's starting to sizzle. 3, 2. Last one. Bring your hands to prayer, and can you sit a little deeper to finish it, holding at the bottom for 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up, reach the arms up overhead. Shuffle your feet a little closer in, grow tall and take a forward fold, bringing your hands down to the mat. Soften your knees. Hanging heavy, give your head a little shake and nod. From here, extend your right leg, keep your left knee bent, and you're going to bring your left hand over and across to the right ankle, and then reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a breath, and then bring the hand back down to the mat, switch over, soften your right knee, extend your left leg. Right hand comes over and across to the left ankle, and we reach our left arm up. Deep breath in And as you exhale, bring your hand back down to the mat and let's begin to walk our hands forward, coming all the way out into our high plank position. Folding the knees, sitting the hips back and then shooting forward again. Inhale, sit back, exhale, shooting forward. Like we did in our warm-up. We're feeling a little warmer, so we will begin to add on here. On your next one, bring your right knee in towards your right elbow, then step the foot back. Other side, left knee comes to left elbow, and then as you sit the hips back, your foot goes down to the mat. Keep alternating. Drawing your abs in tight, sliding your shoulders down and aim to keep your elbows soft. You can do it. 2. Now in the last one, I want you to bring your right knee into the right elbow and then pike your hips, bring the knee up to the underarm, then lower it down for 3, 2, 1. Step back, other side, left knee comes in. We slide it up towards the underarm, down towards the wrist. You have 3, 2, 1, and then step back, downward facing dog. Well done. Pedal out the heels, allow those hips to just gently sway once again. Let's now bend the knees, come down to the mat. From here, we're in a 4-point kneel as we take a cat stretch, rounding through the spine, and then gently arching through the other way. Continuous movement. Exhale, round. Actively pressing away from the mat. Inhale, gently arch through as you take your gaze forward. And then exhale, allow the chin to just relax to your chest. 1 more in each direction. And now let's turn ourselves around, coming into a seated position. Feet are hip width apart with the knees bent. Reach your arms forward, rolling halfway back into C-curve and then unraveling, lengthening through the spine. Let's repeat. Tuck the tailbone under, scoop your belly and then unravel. You can place your hands underneath your thighs if you need a little more support here, or for more of a challenge, you keep those arms reaching out in front. Drawing your navel in and down towards your spine as you tuck your pelvis under. Next time, sit back and stay, adding rotation as you open the right arm out to the side, come through center, left arm opens, come back through center and then unravel and lengthen. Let's repeat. Rolling down, take your gaze with your hand, open rotation, keeping your hips facing forward. Use your breath here. As you open, try not to hold your breath. On this last one, we're going to stay back there as an extra challenge. So try to hold it as you just keep rotating. Again, take your gaze with the hand to help rotate a little further, working through those abdominals and obliques. 4, 3, for 2, last 1, come through center and we pulse up. You're coming halfway up. Scooping the belly in and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grow tall, reach your arms up overhead. Then bring them back down as you slowly roll all the way down to the mat now. Arms rest down by your sides. Shuffle your feet back a little closer in towards your glutes. Feet are still hip width apart. Tuck your tailbone and roll your spine up into a bridge position. Stabilize on your right glute as you float your left leg into tabletop, tapping your left toes down to the mat and then lifting them back up. Here we're thinking about sliding our ribs down the front of our body and really wrapping and squeezing into our right glute to stabilize us. Gentle little toe tap of the mat. Aiming to keep your hips in line here so we're not sinking over to the right side. Another 4, 3, 2. On your last one, leg comes up and we pulse at top range, lifting your hips up an inch higher. Wrap and squeeze into the right glute. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lift, and then slowly come down to the mat. Keep that left leg up in tabletop and hands support your head. Lifting to an abdominal curl, and then lower your head, neck, and shoulders back down. Exhale as you come up, inhale as you lower. As you're lifting, we want to imprint our spine, beginning to add in a leg stretch. Your left leg extends out long and then folds back into tabletop as you lower. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, lower. Again, making sure your back stays imprinted down on the mat. You're not pulling on your head and neck. You want to keep your elbows wide here. On your next one, lift up and stay. Left arm reaches over and across your right bent knee and then comes back to your head as you come through center. Repeat. Over and across the body, back through center. Aim to keep your left leg out long. Aiming to keep your pelvis stable as you lift your left shoulder a little higher. Bring your hand back to your head now and right leg comes to tabletop. We've got a full bicycle movement. We're going to switch legs. Switch and switch. Again, pelvis still. Try and hover your shoulder blades off the mat as you come through center. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way back down. Lower both feet down to your mat. Let's now roll up into your bridge position. We'll stabilize on our left glute as we float the right leg to tabletop. Let's tap your toes and lift. So we're now working through the left side. Again, aim to keep your hips in line, sliding your ribs down towards your hip bones. We should not feel lower back. Want to make this all about your hamstring and glute stabilizing you. 4, 3, 2. Last one, lift it up into tabletop and we pulse top range, lifting your hips up. Down an inch, up an inch. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently come all the way down to your mat, keeping your right leg in tabletop, hands supporting your head. Inhale to prepare, and on your exhale, we lift into an ab curl. Inhale, lower. Making sure your elbows once again stay wide. You have a little gap between your chin and your chest. Let's begin to add in our leg stretch. Right leg extends and then folds back in as you lower. Breathing everything down into the mat as you lift, scooping the belly in and down. Important to utilize your breath here. And on this next one, let's come up and stay and add in our rotation to this. Your right arm comes over and across the left knee and then back to the head as you come through center. Over and across and then back to center. Aiming to keep your right leg extended out on the long diagonal. Our pelvis is stable. As you reach your arm over and across, we lift the right shoulder a little higher. Next time, hold your rotation, float the left leg to tabletop, and we start our bicycle, switching from side to side. Feeling that deep abdominal burn. Keep breathing through the movement. As things get tricky, we tend to want to hold our breath. I want you to use it. 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Hug your knees to your chest, a gentle little massage into your mat with your lower back. And then pop your feet back down onto the mat hip width apart. Let's tuck our tailbone under and roll your spine up once again. Once you lift into your bridge, we lift our heels and lower our heels. Going into heel rises, aiming to keep your glutes lifted. As you lower your heels, your hips hardly drop. We're wrapping and squeezing our glutes while keeping our core connection strong. So once again, sliding the ribs down the front of your body. In 3, 2, last 1, lift the heels, pulses with your hips, lifting the hips up, halfway down, lift. You can begin to reach your arms up to the ceiling. For a little extra challenge, if you need more stability, pop those arms back down by your sides. On your next one, stay with top range now, little tiny pulses up. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Hold it at the top. Lower your heels slowly down to the mat and then roll the spine all the way down. Hands then face forward. We lift up into our abdominal curl. Arms come down by your sides. We pulse our arms like you're splashing little puddles next to you. I want you to breathe everything down into the mat as you pulse your arms. Lift your chest to really get into those abdominal muscles. Begin to float your right leg up into tabletop as you still pulse those arms. And then the left leg comes up to meet. Breathing in. And as you exhale, you're extending your legs out long. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Almost there. Keep it strong. 5, last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then rest down. Hug your knees in once again. And then slowly pop your feet down. Open your arms out wide as you take your knees to the left and look back over your right shoulder. Keep pressing your right shoulder heavy down into the mat. Let your hips turn to face the left into our rotation. Let's bring your knees back through center and switch it over to the other side. So we're going to let our knees collapse off to the right. Gaze back over your left shoulder and again press the left shoulder blade down into the mat for that full rotation stretch. We come back through center. Place your right foot over your left knee and hug your left thigh in towards you. Just relax your shoulders as you pull the leg back. Taking a hip and glute stretch. Feeling that nice release through the right hip. Gently unravel the legs and let's switch it over to the other side. Your left foot goes over your right knee. You hug your right thigh in towards you. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then gently unravel, rolling on up into a seated position. We'll come into our mermaid stretch. So from here, you're going to have your right foot up against your left thigh. Reach your left arm up and then reach it up on overhead. Lengthen through the side of the waist. Bring the hand back down. We'll work through the right side, reaching the right arm up and lengthening through the body, reaching through the fingertips. Bring it back in. We'll now extend our left leg long, reaching both arms up. Take a little rotation twist towards the left thigh and then forward fold over the leg. Reaching down towards the foot or your shin, aiming to bring the chest down towards your thigh. And now from here, just reach your right arm up and overhead, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling a little more. And then reach back up. Let's switch on over to the other side now, starting with our mermaid. So folding your left foot on top of your right thigh, reach your right arm up, reach through the fingertips as you side stretch over. Then bring the hand down to the mat, left arm reaches up, take it up and over. And then bring your hand back down, extending our right leg out long. Inhale as you reach both arms up. Exhale as you twist in towards the thigh and forward fold. Again, aiming to get our chest to come down towards our thigh. You can hold onto the foot or your shin. And then reach the left arm up and overhead as you spiral your shoulder a little further up to the ceiling now. And then reach back up. And now let's come into a crossed leg position to finish today. Hands come down by your sides on the mat. Lengthen through your spine and just take your right ear down to your right shoulder, feeling that beautiful release down the side of the neck. Grow back tall and go to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. And then lengthen, big shoulder roll. Well done today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.